Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video, which has been developed for social work students and social work educators who are interested in learning about evidence-informed social work practice. It may also be of interest to all qualified social workers and social workers completing research. The evidence and resources can be used across children's and adult social care and in any setting that social work is taking place. I'm Charlotte Goulding. I'm a social worker and I work in the social care team at NICE. In this second video, we will discuss how NICE guidance is developed and how to find guidelines on the NICE website. The purpose of NICE, the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, is to improve outcomes for people using social care and health services. We do this through the development of guidance. Guideline recommendations are put together by independent committees and are based on the best available evidence of what is effective and cost-effective. NICE quality standards are prioritised sets of statements designed to drive and measure quality improvement in specific areas of care. This slide shows the range of people involved in the NICE guideline, Safeguarding Adults in Care Homes. Committee members included experts by experience and experts in practice, such as social workers. We've included links on this slide and the next slide to guidelines and quality standards, which could be helpful for social workers. For example, on this slide, the guideline on carers and the guideline on decision-making and mental capacity could be especially helpful in your practice. For those of you who work with children and families, you may find the guidelines on child abuse and neglect and children's attachment to be of particular interest to you. On this slide, you will see that NICE is developing a guideline for social workers. The safeguarding and transition guidelines may also be especially helpful. This is an example of a fictional scenario a social worker may come across in their practice. The social worker uses NICE guidance on transition from inpatient mental health settings to community or care home settings. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Anne Wiest, who will show you how to use the NICE website to find this guidance.
Thank you, Charlotte. The key to searching the NICE website is to search on the main terms and to keep your searches simple. So for this search on the transition of children from inpatient mental health settings to community care or to care home settings, I'm just going to start by searching on transition and child. And what I do is I just put those two terms in the search box here. So this is the results page. And as you can see, there are 93 results that mention transition and child. And I'm going to limit to the evidence type guidance and just have a look at what comes up. And as you can see, there are a whole range of guidelines related to the transition from children to adult services. And here I've actually got one that looks as though it's going to be really helpful because it's transition between inpatient mental health settings and community or care homes. And it relates to both children and to adults. So I'm going to go into that result now. And if I page down a little bit, you can see this is the web version of the guideline, and all the guidelines are laid out in the same way. We've also got access here to the interactive flowchart or pathway version of the guideline and to the text version. If you just want the text version, you can download one from here. And we've also got the quality standards. And these quality standards for this particular guideline, if you look over here, I just page down, if you look over here on the left-hand side, you can see that there are 4 quality statements relating to this guideline. And these are priority areas that have been identified. I'm going to page back up and go back to the guideline. And what you can see along here is this key toolbar. And we're in the guidance section of the toolbar at the moment. But we've also got access to tools and resources relating to this guideline, to information for the public, for the underlying evidence that was used to develop this guideline, and to the history of the development of the guideline, for all the relevant documents that were created in the course of the work on the guideline. If I go back over to the guidance tab, you'll see that we've got all the different sections of the guidelines. If I click into the recommendations and page down, what you can see is that for this particular guideline, there were 6 areas where recommendations were made. I'm now going to hand over to Charlotte, who's going to tell you a little bit more about the tools and resources that are available.
Thank you, Anne. So if we click on the Tools and Resources tab here, you can see that there are a number of different resources you could use to help you to share information from the guideline with the people that you're working with. So under the Education tab here, there's a link to a podcast with national social work leaders, which explains why CPD is important and how you can use NICE guidance like this guideline to evidence your CPD. There are also 2 quick guides. Quick guides are based on sections of NICE guidelines and are written for specific audience. So the 2 quick guides that are linked to this guideline include a quick guide for social workers about the evidence for strengths and asset-based outcomes. And the second is a quick guide for young people about improving their experiences in transition to and from inpatient mental health settings. So let's have a look at the quick guide for young people so you can see how accessible quick guides are. As you can see, this quick guide is written with really clear language, and there are lots of colourful images which make it easy to understand the key messages. And this quick guide could be helpful to explain to young people and families what should be included when planning for admissions and what care and support should be in place after discharge. If you wish, you can download the quick guides and you could print them if it's easier for you using the link here. So if we go back to the Education tab, you will see that there is also a recorded webinar about person-centred transitions. This may be helpful to listen to in a team meeting or for your own learning and CPD. Every NICE guideline is arranged in the same way as this guideline, so it's always worth clicking on the Tools and Resources tab to check what resources there are. If you would like to learn more about how to use NICE guidance in your service, you could contact the field team representatives in your area, as highlighted on this slide. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to learn more about how NICE can support social work practice, you may also wish to listen to our next 2 videos. The 3rd video is about the range of NICE resources you can use in your practice and for your CPD. The 4th video is about finding the evidence behind NICE recommendations. It also includes information about how to find the research recommendations made by guideline committees.